Welcome to Open Up Forum, where we talk about anything and everything and give you a godly perspective on it. I'm here today with my co-host over here. There's Rob, the little lion, and then we got Ronald McConaughey
Senior
over there. And we also got our engineer Matt in the house, but he ain't got no mic. I say this every week because I don't know why.
He should have a mic this week, though.
Yeah, because we talking about
at least next week.
Yeah, because the title of us is relationships.
Didn't they say he came up with the title?
Yeah, because
the subject, I guess.
Yeah, we had a talk. We had a conference.
Yeah. So you should have had a mic today, Matt. For real though.
Nah, he good. He could yell real loud. But yeah, today we're gonna talk about relationships. What variation of relationships are we getting into? Because I think
let's start off with dating first.
Oh, dating.
Let's take it through the steps, man. Through the procedure, the normal standard operating procedures. First, before we get into that, though, let me say. Last week I said it was a Stono rebellion, but it was the Bacon rebellion. So let me make that. Everybody love bacon, but we talking about the rebellion on the plantation that happened, during the 1800s. Okay. So I made that correction. I had to make that correction real quick. The Stone, it wasn't even the Stono rebellion. It was actually called the Stone Rebellion, but that was one of the biggest slave revolts in that region. So, I mean, and remember, it's funny because before we get into relationships, wasn't I saying that they used to cut black people heads off? Remember I said that? There's a documentary out right now that talks about that. Matter of fact, I believe it was 60 Minutes that covered that. Right?
That covered what? Exactly what are you saying?
Covered the rebellions and what they used to do to black people. And they talked about how in one of the rebellions, they actually cut off the heads. They shot them dead and cut their head. They shot them dead in front of all the people in the town. And then they cut their heads off and put them on pikes.
And they thought that the Muslims were barbaric when they was, what they were doing to the hostages and stuff. Isn't that just the same? Isn't that about the same?
Well, you're talking about two different eras, but
yeah, it was two different eras, but the same stuff.
It's barbarous. How you say that?
Barbaric. I would say.
Barbarous. Yeah. They were barbarous. B-A-R-B-A-R.
Well, they were barbarous. I don't know if that's word, but it sounds
barbarous, right? They were barbaric in their actions. That's
barbarians. I heard of that.
And they were barbarians as well. But
what region of the country was
in the South? It's in the South.
Come on, but I'm saying,
was it Virginia, North Carolina, something like that? Something like that.
Oh, okay.
I didn't catch the whole story. I caught part of it. But man, it's like a lot of people don't believe that stuff happened here in America, but it did right here in America. And we talking about less than 200 years ago. Cutting women who were pregnant, stomach open and snatching out the baby out the womb.
Slamming it on the ground.
Using children, little small babies as bait for crocodiles. This stuff is real. And a lot of people, when they hear about it, they don't believe it. But it's documented. It's there. It happened, And some of these people did these things simply because of the attractions between black man, white woman.
Yeah.
And so you really couldn't date at that time.
Right.
Prior to the cold slave laws, the code laws.
With a white woman
yeah.
Oh, that's not true. That's not true.
I said prior to the slave laws, the black codes. There was a lot of interracial dating and mixing. That's why I said prior to. And so, but once they passed those laws in those states that they passed them in, you couldn't even date somebody.
Still did it though.
They did still do it. Did at the risk. Yeah, they did. And there was a lot of white women that had relationships with black men. They preferred them over their own counterparts in that regard, not because it was a slap in their counterpart's face, but because the attraction was greater because of the comparisons being so relative. Like they were poor, couldn't have anything at the hands and the mercy of the white man, and so the black man was poor, couldn't have anything at the hands of and the mercy of the white man. So they found themselves in a common situation, which drove them together. So the natural attraction was there, But the black woman was there as well,
Absolutely.
But the problem with that was the white man was, forcing himself on her.
In some cases,
and
in some cases,
and quite a few
black women like the
quite a
white
few
men.
quite a few.
I mean,
so,
look, you can see my recessive genes, so I'm not
Recessive?
pure. Yeah, I'm not pure. you know, but
try hard
but
not to laugh. Try hard.
no, I admit
That's
that
crazy.
part of me. Yeah, sure. I heard my grandfather, my grandfather's father,
Right.
had a white woman.
And we got Anglican Americans in our
kids.
family.
He got kids by
We
her.
have Anglican Americans in our
Yeah.
family as
He
well.
got kids by her. So,
And the funny thing is that
that's how I know what I'm saying is true.
it wasn't through forced integration.
No, not at all.
Right. And that's the part that a lot of people don't really believe,
Mhm.
that there were relationships that weren't forced.
Yes,
You
because all black men weren't slaves here in America.
Neither were all black women, but
Right.
for a long period of time, we know that there were a lot who were.
Yes.
Many more were
Yes.
than they were free.
But you got to look up the numbers, because if you look up the numbers, the slaves who actually made it to America are like not in the millions. They're like in the 100,000s. They're not even in the millions.
But through
But
procreation,
it's high. But it's
through
not like-
procreation, we got into the millions.
that's not what I'm talking about. I'm just talking about the ones that were.
I don't care what
here
you're talking
to
about. I'm telling you what I'm talking about.
America. But you're not.
I'm just
You're not
saying. I'm just saying.
saying
I'm just
anything.
saying. I'm just saying to add to
All I'm saying.
what I'm
is
saying to you is
that
this: based on your
other-
numbers,
Other
Right? Based on your
other
numbers.
nations,
Yeah.
got way more slaves than America actually did.
well, look, I'm adding to your numbers, which shows the determination of the cult of the people, the ethnic group we're talking about. You don't reach those kind of numbers without having a strong will to survive. Would you agree with that? We could have gave up. Our ancestors could have gave up, dwindled out, but they didn't. They did.
But you do know our ancestors helped set up America.
Of course.
You mentioned
course.
you mentioned the Sharia law last time, that America's not set up under any type of Christian anything.
Right. Basically.
It's set up behind
Basically.
Sharia law. So
Basically.
it has
Part of
been
it.
said.
Part of it.
It has been said
Mhm.
that the Moors actually helped set up America. And I believe it because Morocco was the first people to say that America is a country.
Part of that.
Part
of that-
You're going to
If I
reject
could,
most
if
of
I
what
could,
I say
if I
today
could
anyway.
speak
so.
on it, I mean, good night and afternoon. That would be nice. But the reality is, let's
Yeah,
we're
play nice.
gonna delve into that at a later time,
Yeah, play nice.
because we're gonna definitely pull that history up, because from what I understand, there was a covenant, a pact, an agreement that they came into.
You
with-
talking about the treaty with the Moors? Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a fact.
So we're gonna take that apart in due time, because there's some villainous
That's a fact. They
there's
had a
some
treaty with
villainous
the Moors.
activity going on there.
Mhm.
There's some treacherous dealings going on there, because they had ulterior motives for setting up that pact, and they weren't for everybody black. So that's a fact. What they say, all skin folk ain't kin folk, something like that.
That's a
I think that's
fact.
how that go.
Yes.
So that could be
Yes,
one.
I know
That's
what
one of
you're
those,
talking
one of those
about right now.
situations.
Maybe
And
other
so-
people don't know, but I know what you're talking about.
When you look at the reality of the determination of the group that we're talking about, there was a lot of interracial relationships,
Mhm.
free will, what we're talking about. So the dating for them back then was different than dating for us right now. They had to be more clandestine, more covert, right? Undercover, right? They had to be more, what they call incognito, conspicuous, inconspicuous, all that. What's the term? What I'm looking for? Right. So they had to be more secretive about it. Today they don't really have to,
Nope.
right? I mean, unless there's a deformity or something with the person you're dating, you want people to know about.
Deformity.
Is that right? Because come on, man. If the person has a deformity that you don't want people to know about,
If it's visible.
I know some dudes that dated a female that they didn't want us to know that they were dating them.
Okay, so but I'm saying, did he put a bag around her head or something? Why he escorted
No,
her
they
out?
just wouldn't bring her out in the daytime.
Oh, okay.
What was the problem? What was the problem?
If they
first?
brought them out in the daytime, they would make sure that that we weren't around.
Okay.
They would go somewhere that they knew we
But
weren't going to
why?
be there.
What was wrong with the
Get cracked
person?
on. She was probably ugly.
Was she just not pretty?
I in one case I met the sister. In another case,
she
I
had two
met
fake
another
legs.
sister.
Like what? No, I'm saying like what's the problem? Why you didn't want to bring her outside? I mean,
she was unique.
Because
nobody can be that bad.
alopecia.
Oh, is that all?
Yeah,
Oh, you know that's in now.
that was.
Yeah, I
but it
wish
wasn't-
I had
but it,
that
but it
now.
wasn't then.
Yeah.
It wasn't then.
I make the magazines.
Yeah, it wasn't.
Facebook.
It wasn't then, right?
Just smiling.
Yeah, it wasn't then. So it wasn't then. So now,
Oh, so that was the situation?
yeah. And the other one, the other situation with the other brother was that she didn't have
Teeth.
the face.
Oh, okay. I thought you was gonna go with
Unique. Just say unique.
I thought you was gonna go with the teeth.
She didn't have the.
She had fangs or something.
She didn't have the facial features
She was unique.
that was desirable.
Yeah, she was unique.
to anybody but him, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, he thought she was pretty,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
he thought nobody
Well,
else would.
that was a classic definition of beauty is in the eye of the beholder.
Unique.
You see what I'm saying?
Just say unique.
But I don't think that's any reason to be, embarrassed about somebody or ashamed of someone. I think that you want to get comfortable, let them know you're building their character by taking them out being with other people because you don't want to. I guess it really was it really was a rebuke of us and how we were treating people because we were kind of superficial. We had our standards of what beauty was.
Right.
Where with these brothers, they didn't have the same standards of what beauty was. We was going with the socially dictated standards of what beauty is, right?
Visual sight.
You got to be this slim, this tall, right? This shade, have this length of hair. You understand what I'm saying? You have to have these kind of proportions. But these sisters, they were when
Can't
you got
nobody say they don't know what he's talking about. That's for sure.
when
he's
you
telling the truth right now,
when you got to meet them,
and this doesn't happen all the time. He's telling the truth.
they
right now.
didn't look like those standards, but man, they were some very nice sisters, man. It was really nice.
Right.
Really nice sisters, bro. Really nice. I mean, bro, if
You mean they were nice to you?
they were just nice
people?
people, period.
Mm.
Good people.
I mean, I was
When
like,
we say good
once you get to know them, you could be like, yo,
Hey, good people.
You overlook all that other stuff.
all you go is immediately.
Mhm.
It's like it doesn't even matter. That's how cool they were.
Mhm.
And like you would say, like, man, that sister gonna be a great wife.
Mhm.
She's gonna be a great wife and a great mother. That's gonna happen. Whoever marries her is gonna be a lucky dude. That was the opinion you got from being around them.
But I was really fond of this sister one time.
Okay.
She was light skinned with green eyes, and she had like the most luscious lips you ever want to see in your life.
Listen,
right?
luscious.
But she was big, right?
Big
So
boned.
she was
Obese?
big everything. I don't know if her
Heavy
bones
set?
was big.
Heavy set.
She was just a big girl, so I didn't want to wife her, but I really
Right,
did.
right.
Like yeah. So
Well,
and that's me. I was wrong for that.
But you know what though, to that
Because she
point,
could have lost weight and been a model and blew up.
but to that point though, that is a negative stereotype of women that are heavy set.
It is.
Mhm.
And I'm sorry
Because
to put
a
that
lot
out
of
there, but
men
that's how I
can't get
thought.
past the weight.
Yeah, that's
But
how I used to think. I
The
don't think like that.
majority of women that I've met, I'm not saying all of them, but I said the majority of women that I've met that were what we consider overweight or heavy set,
And women don't want to heavy set.
they are some of the nicest people you ever meet in your life,
Mhm.
man.
Mhm.
Some of the nicest people you ever meet in your life. I mean, speak to you with respect, treat you with respect. All they ask is that you do the same. That's
Mhm.
all they
There's
ask.
pretty women like
that
that
you do
too,
the
though.
same. But
There's very
but
pretty women. You'd be
it's
so surprised that
more.
they don't act like
It
that,
speaks
you know?
more to their character because they're kind of like, I would say, ostracized and ridiculed more than women that aren't heavy set.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Mhm.
They
Well,
have
it used to be.
they
Now
have-
you see these chicks walking down the street with their freaking bellies out. So
yeah,
it's
that's
different
not
now.
that's not necessarily,
Well, they think it looks good. Obviously,
I'm not saying that's
there's no way in the
I'm
world
saying
that I
that's
could
not
walk with a
necessarily
woman
what
with
I'm
her belly
talking
out that
about.
looks like that.
that's
And I'm not tell her that.
that's
yo,
them walking in
put
their
that thing away.
that's them walking in their self-esteem. I get that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but no.
He said
Yeah, but no.
so when you come across these women,
I don't want to sound like I'm mean or nothing.
but the sister you're talking about with the green eyes and she light skinned,
Mhm. Oh, she was gorgeous.
that's a tremendous combination right there.
Mhm.
Green eyes. If she had red hair, she'd be in there. But
red hair.
yeah, women, they say about redheads. Redheads.
I don't know anything about redheads. But
Bro. They
Unless
got a
they
saying
dyed
about
it.
all women. They got a saying about brunettes, blondes, redheads. They got a saying about all.
Would you talking
all
about
women?
Caucasians? I'm talking
No,
about black.
black women, white women, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
Oh, you like white women?
I like all women.
You like white women?
All women
Look.
from the
Do
day
you like white
that
women?
they were
Yeah,
born
I like white
as
women.
a child being a female. Let me clarify that.
What?
You asked me I like women, right?
Yeah.
I said all women from the day that they were born as a child being a female.
So now you
They
go
were-
he, she.
Because well, they put that on applications now. When you go to the medical professionals now, you go to doctors,
Uh-huh.
you got to go for this, that, or the other thing. That's one of the questions that they ask you.
What? What's your gender?
What's your gender?
Yeah.
Were you born a male or born a female?
Yeah.
Is this your gender from birth? Different variations of the same questions.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
These
No,
days
no,
of
right.
time, you gotta ask
Yeah,
that
that's crazy.
Yeah. But then they have gender reveals.
It's crazy.
question. Yeah, but I'm just saying.
You know, why do you have a gender reveal if you don't really believe in genders? That's stupid to me.
I seen some of those videos where
You want to wait till the kid grows up and then picks a gender and then you have a gender? You know, come on. Let's be honest with
that's a fact right there, because a child is born a specific gender,
you. Right.
which tells you what they are.
You know, but,
So when
for
little
some reason,
Susie
it's
grows
like,
up and decides to become Sam,
Mhm.
not Sam as in Samantha, but Sam as in Samuel, now you have an issue because Samuel was born Susie.
Yeah,
Susie.
you could see why that might be
Yeah,
something that
premature.
would be understood.
That'll
by,
be
you
that'll be
know,
premature, right?
You know,
I get what you're saying. That's premature. But the parents are telling you from the door that they don't have any intentions of trying to have that child have a sex change from the birth.
I'm gonna leave you to say that.
I just said it.
Yeah. I'll let you say that. You gotta
So when
just
you
say
think
it.
about it, like we're talking about relationships, and we kind of like may seem like we're all over the place, but the reality is we zero in on it
We
because
are.
we covered some history with this thing. The point that I was making earlier about the interracial relationships is because in today's society, you have a whole group out there. There's a faction of this country, American citizens, who date nobody but people that are of the opposite or interracial type of sect,
Okay.
right? They don't.
That's your
Anglo American don't want to date another Anglo American. They want to date an African American. They want to date a Chinese Asian American. They want to date.
That's what they call preference. That's your preference.
It's preference, but
Yeah. There's nothing wrong with that.
it is
No, there's nothing wrong
because it's a psychological issue,
no, it's just what you like.
brother. It is a psychological issue because when you are deliberately determined, you are deliberate in your preference. You get what I'm saying? Without even trying. Look at you. Look at you. For example, take you. You said you love black women,
I
right?
do. I do.
Nothing
I really
else.
do.
No Hispanics.
I mean, I won't say I'm not saying that I wouldn't date like a Spanish
Okay, so
woman
we
or a
can't
white
use- we can't
woman.
use- we can't
I'm
use-
not saying that I wouldn't date them. I'm just saying that my preference
Is
among everything out here that I have to choose from is black women.
and I get that.
You know, I mean,
And
I just
that
haven't
is-
found anything more
That
beautiful than that.
is the normal mentality of most men.
Well,
they'll-
I don't
they'll
know.
stick
It's
with
just
their own.
my preference,
Right, but but most men will stick with their own. But if they have to go outside of their own, they will. I'm talking about there's a specific faction in this country of American citizens who are not even considering their own. That is what I'm talking about. They don't want to even.
Yeah.
No.
And no, I've heard people
No.
say that. Yeah,
So
I've heard people say they like white women and Spanish women, but they don't like black women. I've heard that.
then you had this coming from black people,
Yeah, black people said that.
black men
Yeah.
that say they don't like white, they don't like black women.
Because they're not willing to stick it out. Because black women are hard. You know, black women ain't no soft women. You know, what I'm
Don't get
saying?
yourself in trouble.
But
I'm
I'm gonna keep it real.
I'm just messing.
Listen, ain't no
You-
way I'm
you-
gonna lie tonight. Today,
I think that's a negative stereotype that's
No, black
that's
women
been
are hard.
applied to black women, but it's not
are
necessary.
strong. Black women are.
Man, listen, I heard
Black
some.
women are a challenge.
I heard some messed up stuff about black women.
What's that?
They're controversial. They're conflicting. They're what you call that, competitive. And they're difficult, right? They're
Mhm.
difficult. They're
Oh, sure. Some of
they're
them are.
they're stubborn,
Mhm.
Yeah.
right? They're stubborn.
I'm
they're-
sure some of them are, but now you can't throw them all in
They're
the same
too
boat.
they're too strong-willed. They're too headstrong. And then I heard the negative ones where they're not very bright.
Oh no, that's not true.
That's not.
That's not
I
true
know
at
for a
all.
fact that's not true.
Nah, at
Yeah,
all.
But I heard that,
That's not true at all.
and then I
trying to
heard
push that
that
home.
they're manipulative, they're conniving,
Some of
they
them.
only want to get over. All they want to do is get over. All they want to do
Some
is
of
get
them.
over. All they
Some
want to
of
do
them.
is get over. Oh, here's another one I really strongly disagree with. Just like the one with the ignorant, I strongly disagree with this one too. They're lazy. I know for a fact that's a lie.
Some of them. Some of them. Some of them. Yo, some of them.
You can't take a broad check to pay everything.
You're right. You're right.
You see what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So when you look at this, the stereotypes, they should apply across the board to all ethnic groups. It doesn't matter. Because you got white women that are in the same boat as
I
black
wouldn't
women.
even know. I wouldn't even know how to approach a white woman, like to try to date her or anything. I wouldn't even know how to like approach a white woman. Like I don't know, you know. Black women, I feel more comfortable with. But white women, if they like me, they would have to like tell me that they like me because I wouldn't get the hints. You know what I'm saying? Because I just don't.
You
I
don't
just
see
don't.
it.
Yeah, I don't get. You know, I don't feel like I connect with them like I
Mhm.
connect with black
Mm.
women. You know, I really
Mhm.
don't. I really
Mhm.
don't.
Mhm.
And their skin is just not. It's not. It's
Not appealing.
appetizing to me.
It's not appealing.
But
to
when you
right.
see that brown, you know, I'm sorry.
that caramel,
I'm sorry.
Butterscotch.
I almost got carried away.
that
Yeah,
mocha.
put your tongue back in your mouth.
I almost got carried away. You know I love you, black women. Y'all know that.
You like that wolf on that cartoon? His tongue fall out, eyes pop out. Ooh, God. I know there's so many
man.
different varieties of descriptions, various ways you can describe black women. You're right.
Mhm.
It's mind blowing.
Yeah.
You got the caramel,
Mm-hmm.
you got the mocha,
Mm-hmm.
you got the dark chocolate, right?
Mm-hmm.
You got the what do you call it? Butterscotch,
Butterscotch.
right? You got that butterscotch. You got that honey colored.
Right
Right?
there, honey. Caramel.
Then you got the what do you call it? Red bone, that real light in
Oh,
between.
Yeah, yeah.
You got the yellow, fair skin.
Mhm.
What else you got? You got the
Such a
dark rich chocolate. All
Yeah.
right. So this is all.
What would you call the missus? What would you say?
My
Is she
wife?
red bone? Yeah.
Nah, she yeah. Well, she's kind of red bone. She's red bone.
Okay.
Yeah, she's red
She's
bone.
very light.
Very yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
She's very light. Almost like my mom. Almost.
Mhm. So you know, but as you get older and you light skin, you tend to get a little darker.
Mhm.
You know, you
Yep.
stay in the sun. You know, as long as you stay in the sun, it's kind of you get that southern.
Yeah.
You get that southern
You in the sun too long.
light skin. It's kinda, you know, and we do that. We do tan, y'all.
Yeah,
we do
we
tan.
tan.
Yeah, we do.
Just that when
I
the
got
winter
a tan.
comes, our tan comes back to like the normal. It's
Yeah.
Yeah.
supposedly
Come back.
supposed to come back. Sometimes it don't. Sometimes it don't. And so you walk around with 3 or 4 different shades, you know, for the rest of your life. So yeah, man, why your feet look like that? The rest of-
Yeah. Yeah.
you can wearing socks in the summer. Yeah, wear socks in the summer.
Yeah.
But the what would you say? Well, your wife's complexion? She's like what?
Mine? She was like brown.
Brown,
Yes.
like yours?
Like
Little
me?
light, little light, you, little light, a little darker.
She was a little darker than me, I think.
Little darker.
Yeah, a little
And
darker.
your wife is a
Milk chocolate.
little bit lighter than you.
Yeah, she's
A little bit lighter. So
Milk chocolate.
when you're dating,
Sexy chocolate.
do you think that you said you wouldn't be able to relate to somebody of another racial group,
Yeah, I really don't
primarily
know
the
how. Yeah.
Anglo-American? So,
or Spanish or whatever. I really don't know.
but you
how
probably
to-
have more relatability with a Hispanic than you would, you know, with somebody that's Spanish than you would somebody that's an Anglo-American, because of the simple fact that the histories are so connected, right?
Mhm.
And the American status today is very connected,
Mhm.
very similar. So you probably can relate to their struggles, whereas with somebody that's Anglican American, you probably wouldn't really be able to relate to their struggles. But that don't mean you can't get along. But when you're dating, it's always going to be some type of conflict that's going to be the initial barrier that you got to get past. Do you agree with that? If you hit it off when you first meet, what's the first thing that you worry about when you hit it off after you've known the person for some time? What's the first thing you worry about?
But they're gonna change, perhaps.
I'm talking about, you know, from your own past experience, what is the first thing you worried about?
The first thing that I worried about.
Yeah.
I
don't
know
remember?
what the first, no,
You don't recall?
no. What was the
You-
first thing?
You didn't
well,
have
you
it?
answer the question.
Well, for
What was
me,
the first thing you worried?
for me, when I first started dating my wife, the first thing that I worried about in our relationship was what you just said. Is this the real her?
Mm-hmm.
Is
So
this,
why would I say
is
that
this-
you wouldn't want to?
is this how
kept
she
the
really
last
is? Well, because I wanted to know if that really was what you was thinking about, because it might not have been, you know what I'm saying? Because you was kind of like unsure, but now you're saying you're sure, right? So that's
You
a
said
very
change, right?
right. Is she going to change?
Is she gonna change?
Yeah. So I was like, is this the real her? Is this how she really is? Because you know, when you meet them, people often say the person you meet is not the person that they really are,
You're right.
right?
Sometimes, right?
Right. So you really got to know the good and the bad about the individual as you're dating, and you know they have these things called red flags,
Red flag.
warning signs.
Yeah.
Y'all know the terminology.
Mm-hmm.
So what about you?
Yeah, but I'm the same way. But at the same time, I was when I first started dating my wife and everything, it was beautiful. It was a beautiful thing. But you do wonder if we could take it to the next level.
Ah,
The next level being
The next level meaning
marriage.
yeah,
getting deeper into
Deeper
the
involved.
relationship more.
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, because it's a for me it's like sections
Mm-hmm.
because to relationship.
It
Because,
is sections to every relationship.
yeah,
Okay.
sections.
That's a
because
fact.
it's like when you meet you good and everything is nice and fluffy because
Bro,
we
come
just
on.
met. We having a good
I
time.
don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Now
The
we gotta
demons have
see-
to start coming out.
that's it. And when she's get angry, you get angry at her. She get, how do we repair that? Is that gonna be a smooth transition? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Is that gonna be a place where this can end, or a place where we could continue to move on?
Is this a hiccup?
Yeah, is this a hiccup or is it a crash? A fatal crash with fatal
Yeah,
injuries?
I agree. You're going to go through something like that.
You're gonna go
you
through
know.
terminal,
Yeah,
and I think
yeah,
that's
yeah.
why the dating process and y'all getting
Is
know
the
each
most
other
important.
is most important
Mhm.
because now you got tread on the tire.
Mm-hmm.
Should you say it's like you got tread on the tire now where you can move on, you could keep rolling
Mhm.
and be like, all right, the next time I know what to look out for, and she knows what to look out for in the next trouble or time of trouble
Mhm.
or tribulation, what
Mhm.
we say.
Yes, sir.
And then after that,
Check that box.
yeah, you can check that box. I say, oh, we went through that storm. Boom. I can check that box. Yeah, we I know what to look out for in this situation. In
Mhm.
that situation, it shouldn't happen again.
But when you're dating,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if y'all agree, but when you're dating, I think that when you're dating, you shouldn't purposely set out to test them.
Right.
You
Well,
know?
they do that to you.
Yeah,
They're gonna test you.
I've heard that.
Yeah, they are going
Yes,
to
I've
test you.
heard that.
And hopefully you say the right answer. Because if you don't
Sometimes-
say the right answer, there's a good chance you're gonna break up.
That's their fault, because when they do that and they set out to do that, they can end up ruining probably the best relationship they'll ever have.
And they'll be fine with it. They'll be fine
Yeah.
with it. They'll like, you know what? He was the best thing I ever had, but he didn't answer my
Well,
question.
They'll be fine
Until it's not fine.
Yeah, exactly. And I think most of the time you're only gonna find out till he done got his relationship started with somebody else.
Mhm.
And they stuck in the rut.
Mhm.
You be like, dang, I had him. You know what I'm saying? That's when the revelation is.
See, that's why you're not supposed to engage in that kind of thing. And ladies, if you're hearing
You're not
women
supposed to
tell you
engage
to
in
do
what?
that, the deliberate traps
Oh,
to test.
man, you gonna try to tell women something?
I'm telling them right now.
Yeah.
If
Good
women,
luck.
if women are telling you this, listen, don't fall for that. Don't fall for that. Deliberately test them. No, because you know why? The test is going to
That's a
happen.
woman.
the
That's how
test-
women are. Though.
The test is going to happen anyway.
You're gonna happen.
The
anyway.
time of
Yeah.
testing is going to come whether you're trying to do it or not.
That's
It's
true.
going to happen. Now,
That's true.
here's the reality. It's not just going to happen for the man. It's going to happen for you too.
Mhm.
Mhm. Absolutely.
Because if you're
Mhm.
deliberately trying to test him, believe it or not, that's also a test on you.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Huh?
Yeah.
It's a test on them.
It's a
Explain.
test on them. Okay. The fact that they're trying to test this dude says that they're really interested in the guy,
Mhm.
Right.
right? So they don't want to take their chances and step out on faith and give this guy that information because they might feel as though they're empowering him. So just like we said earlier, if that guy don't pass the test and you said they don't have a problem, they'll be fine with it. And I said they'll be fine with it until they're no longer fine with it. But I mean, down the road, they're going to realize that they failed that test.
Yeah, but they ain't gonna try to go
the
back
moment that dude comes back into their mind, that's the reality of when they failed that test. You see, if they would have never did it, their life would have been different.
Yeah.
You see,
Perhaps.
more than likely, more than likely,
Perhaps.
because you set yourself on the path that's unnecessary sometimes. When you're in a relationship, especially if that test leads to arguments, a big blow up, and y'all end the relationship, who you gonna put the blame on?
Yeah.
Now, I know a lot of women say, well, you gave him the test, he failed the test, that's on him. No, it's not. It wasn't. You don't have any degree to administer that test. Who gave you the test to administer to him? Who wrote the test?
Right. Yeah.
Where did the
Who
test
wrote
come from?
Yeah.
Who told you about the test?
Yeah.
Who told you to test him?
That's true.
Yeah.
True. Yeah. But see,
He's
because
speaking another language right now. I didn't even know what he's talking about.
well, that's because a lot of times I think people, listen to their girlfriends and the guys listen to the fellas. And they said, look, because
more so the girls listen to
exactly. So what happens is,
and if one of them is trifling, she's gonna want the other one to be trifling.
Bingo.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So,
and that's,
bingo.
And that's where these tests might be coming from.
Right.
That's
People
all I'm
who
saying.
ain't even got a man.
Right.
You know
See,
what
now
I'm
you're
saying?
talking. Yes.
See,
Remember that
Yeah.
that Sir Rap song back in the day? I got a man.
Yeah.
You got a what? I got a man.
How long you had that problem?
How long you
I
had
had
that problem? So when you look at the women that are trifling, they don't have anybody. Why?
A lot of the
They
times,
probably
they
did have
do it some
somebody.
raggedy,
But you know what they did?
Uh,
They tested them.
Yeah, they probably tested it. Yeah.
Mhm.
It was a movie.
And it
but,
didn't go the way that they wanted to go. So now they're going to give that test. Yeah, you administer this test, see what happens with this.
Yeah.
Because they say misery loves company.
Yeah.
It was,
Yeah, and it
uh,
does.
Morris Chestnut was in this movie with Gabrielle.
Two can play the game.
No, not two play the game. It was Morris Chestnut and Gabrielle Union, where she left the last piece of chicken on the plate, and all her friends and the mother of Morris Chestnut, all and her sister, like if he eat that last piece of chicken, he might not be into you. And that was the test.
That was a
That
test.
joker took that last piece of chicken and said, "Oh, you know that," and took off.
She started looking at a
She's
pack eye.
like, yeah, look at her side eye. And she's like, wait a minute, he done ate the last piece of chicken.
But that's a terrible test.
That is the dumbest thing I ever heard in my entire life.
And what killed me, he turned out to be the best thing that ever happened to him.
Yeah.
They wanted to get mad.
Mhm,
But
mhm,
that's
mhm.
what I'm talking about.
Mhm,
Right.
These influences,
mhm,
outside
mhm,
influences.
mhm.
And these
And
little
these stupid tests.
tests. Yeah.
Now, can we go a step further here?
Let's go a
Right.
step further. That's why we here. We talk about relationships.
Because I think that not only like the girlfriend thing is
What
happening,
you talking about?
It's happening, huh?
What are you talking about? The
Not only
not
do
just
they
on
hear
that stage of the
do
relationship.
they
Okay,
hear
go ahead.
like stuff from their girlfriends,
right?
but I think a lot of this stuff is coming from like the internet, like
Society, yeah.
people that they don't even know.
Okay.
Cosmopolitan
You know what I'm saying?
magazine.
But they put
Today's
that
time,
stuff
yes.
out there, and for whatever reason, the women eat that up.
Mhm.
Like,
Yeah.
why do you believe like this is the stuff?
Yeah.
Okay, let me give you one example. Like the power couple thing,
Mhm.
right? The whole power couple,
Mhm.
right? Okay, you got money. This lady got money. You're gonna get together. You're gonna be a power couple,
Mhm.
right? But they seem to think that there's not gonna be any work to do anymore.
Mhm.
Like it's gonna be a match made in heaven, and we're just gonna, it's gonna be a happy ending, right?
Mhm.
Right.
But the fact is, everything that's worth having is worth working for.
Right.
You
Exactly.
understand?
Yeah.
So if you're gonna have a good relationship with another person,
Mm-hmm.
then you have to be willing to put the work in.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Get it.
Definitely.
You know what I'm
I
saying?
agree with that.
And there's a lot of people they want what it looks like,
Mm-hmm.
but they won't put the work in
Right.
to get that.
Exactly.
You understand what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
And that is what I think the problem of today is. Like that's why the dating scene is so bad, because so many of these influencers
Right.
influence these women.
Yeah.
You
In
know
a
what I'm
negative
saying?
manner?
And like if you don't have this and this, you're not gonna add up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And what they don't know is like this guy right here will be like this guy's the guy that you're praying for.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But instead, you pick this guy over here who's going to have you, probably single in the next 6-7 months.
I heard,
maybe even a year.
I heard a pastor preach a message on that. He said the reason why your marriage is all messed up because when you prayed for a man, you didn't pray for the man. You prayed for a man. You didn't pray for the man that God wanted you to have. You prayed for a man, meaning that you prayed for any man that was willing to come into your life. So there's a specific man that God had for you that you did not want God to give you. You had your own idea. Well, a lot of women, they enter into relationships with the idea of the perfect man. Banish that thought. There's no such thing as the perfect man because there's no such thing as a perfect woman because there's no such thing as the perfect person, especially not in this country, American. Right?
Well, I think that pretty much goes universal.
Right, I agree with you on that. So in every relationship, there's going to be, especially when you're dating, you're going to have these steps and hurdles, right? And you're talking about listening to these influencers, these magazines that were written and giving that advice, and the columns in the papers, and some women are into horoscopes, heavy in horoscopes, so they really want to focus on what does horoscope say. They won't even come out the house unless it tells them that
they're gonna have a great day.
You're gonna have this kind of day. And exactly.
Really? Yeah. People out here like that?
Right. There's people out
there.
There's
just call out because the horoscope.
There's a lot of people in society that really are heavy in the horoscopes, and they don't make a move without consulting the horoscope.
Wow.
Yeah, that's another
fact. That's like their
America.
religion, sounds like.
It is in that regards. But you're gonna have these steps.
Astrology is not a negative thing, I don't think, personally.
You don't need it though.
Yeah.
You can use
that's
it.
The thing.
You can use it, but you don't really need it.
It was invented by black people, so you're
gonna have steps. You're gonna have hurdles.
That's one reason why they want you to think it's bad, because it was invented by us.
The problem with the relationship situation when you're dating is when you come across a step, you might not both take that step at the same time.
That's true. Somebody might take it first. Yeah. Right. The thing is to make sure that the person who took the step first is there when you take the step. They're there. That's the support practice, right? Right. Now, there's a difference between dating and being married. I mean, watch this. Then you got the hurdle. Now, when you go over a hurdle, you can't just walk and then step right over the hurdle and clear that hurdle completely, right? Yeah. Unless you got some long legs, long enough to step over the hurdle. So you got to run. You got to get a run to start to jump over the hurdle, right? When you're married, you get a little bit more wisdom, knowledge, and understanding about their relationship. Especially when you're married to the person that you were dating. Yeah. So you two should come to the point where you learn how to master the step and the hurdle. So what you do is you take the step and you put the step in front of the hurdle. And then you run and you step up the step and jump over the hurdle. You got it? It makes it easier because you can both do it together rather than going over the step, then running and jump over the hurdle. You got two of them done at the same time. Right? You're slaying it. You're killing it now. I like your little analogy there using the track method. Yeah, cause that's what it is. When you dating,
my attention span must be really short.
You gotta be in it for the long haul, or you're gonna be in it just for fun, right? Yeah. And most people make that determination when they meet the person. Yeah. So how many people you think start out saying, you know what? This is just a fun time. I'm having a good time. It ain't gonna go no further than this. Yeah. How many people you think at some point in that relationship turn around and say, I can see myself with them for the rest of my life? Yeah. Yeah. Yep. That question might come up.
I don't even think like that right now. So maybe that's why I don't have a woman. Maybe that's why I'm single. Because
you ain't looking for no. You're still trying to rebuild your bound. You're trying to rebuild your foundation now. You're working on you now. Yeah. You want to get the things that you want now.
And I get.
Oh, so you said that's why I'm single, because God has me here, so so I can be prepared for the the next step. Is that
right? You're not even. You're not even looking.
Yeah, sure.
When you're ready to look, you'll look. Yeah. And you'll find.
Yeah. When you got yourself in a place you think you can handle a woman, and that's when you start looking. Right?
Well, I'm out of school now, ladies, so Nah. But I understand what you guys are saying.
I think most people need to think like that though. Like people who've been through like long relationships
Mhm.
and broke up, and now they can't. It's not. I don't think it's healthy for you to just jump into another one. You know what I mean?
No, take some time for you.
Take some
Other
time.
people
Take some time
for
to
you.
heal.
What they call that?
And
Decompress.
yeah, decompress. That's the perfect word for it.
Yeah.
No, I would say I would say heal.
Yeah.
You know, that would be my word. I would
Yes, heal.
because,
Yeah,
you know,
heal.
Decompress. I'm
yes,
done.
because there's going to definitely be some things that you're
I
gonna have to
hear
get
you.
over.
You-
You know,
Yeah,
you're gonna have to
yeah.
work through. Let's not say get
Yeah.
over, but you're gonna have to work through.
Yeah, you
You
do.
know what I'm saying? Yeah.
You do. You
But,
got-
but see, those things usually build
But see,
you. Those things like that usually build character in you.
exactly.
Usually,
Yeah,
If- If you don't get bitter about it.
See,
You know what I'm saying? See, now some people get bitter about it and they'll never be healed.
yeah.
You know
Exactly.
what I'm saying? But
True.
some
I
people,
agree.
you
True.
know, just taking like, okay, well, this is something that happened in my life,
Mhm.
right? It's temporary.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? The hurt, the pain that I feel right now is temporary.
temporary.
You know what I'm saying? Once I get past this,
You'll be ready.
I'm
to-
going to be ready for the next
Right,
one.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right, right.
But sometimes it takes a lot. You know what I'm saying? That you have to learn. It takes more time
Mm.
for some people because like I know with me, I'm like
But see, I like what you said.
a woman that goes with me is gonna have to really be like a really like open minded and a real
I'ma
just
say
down to
this,
earth person.
But I like what
Go
you
ahead.
said
What
as,
else?
as far as building yourself.
Yes.
building your
Uh-huh.
character.
Yes,
sir.
Because we have to learn from everything that happened.
Mhm.
Mhm.
And when we jump into the other relationship, we can't take that with us.
Mhm.
We
Right.
can't drag that with us because it'll
Agreed.
destroy the new
My God, thank you,
new
Lord.
relationship.
Agreed.
You know what I'm saying?
Agreed. Mhm.
That's the key.
That's the key.
I think that's the key.
Recognizing that it's new.
Yeah. Recognize.
But go ahead. I want
You hit it on it. I'm just saying. You just can't drag all that stuff with you into the next relationship
Mhm.
because
Man, this is good, man. this is
because
good.
you'll destroy the new relationship
Yes, you will.
because you'll start comparing her
To
to
the
her.
other. Yep.
Mm.
And that's where
Mhm.
you done messed up.
Yeah,
Mm.
big time.
You done messed up.
But in your
She said,
mind,
that's not me
but subconsciously, you don't
Yeah.
even recognize you're
doing,
doing,
it. Yeah.
because you're so messed up.
Yeah.
See, this is why I tell people this. You know, blessed be the name of the Lord. Forgive me the understanding of this. When you have an open room, when you have an open wound, don't. This is why I say you gotta have a relationship with the Lord. When you have an
Mhm.
open wound, don't try to operate on yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You're not going to get that open wound. You're not going to be able to sew yourself up.
Yeah.
You're not going to be able to properly heal yourself.
Mhm.
You know, like you said, there's some things you got to have flushed out of you.
Mhm.
There's some things you're gonna have to, like you said, get over. You got to
Mhm.
work through.
Mhm.
That's the hard part. Now, if you're not willing to do the hard part,
Mhm.
that means you weren't willing to do the hard part when you were in a relationship. What makes you think you're gonna be willing to do the hard part when you're not in a
Yeah,
relationship?
You're 100% right about that.
You see what I'm saying? And this is why I said there's people walking around with traumatic.
Sometimes you say things that I be just like lost, but you got that one off. That was very good.
Oh, to God be the glory. Now I say this.
Yeah.
So you need to say
This-
that what you said before you say that. You need to say that every time. Maybe I'll get it.
A lot, a lot of times there are people that are walking around with trauma,
Mhm,
having
mhm.
experienced traumatic experiences,
Unhealed trauma.
and
Don't
they
forget.
carry that over into the next relationship. We're
Mhm.
talking about relationship
Mhm,
trauma.
mhm,
Yeah.
That's something that people don't really talk about,
Mhm.
but it's a real thing
mhm,
Right.
because you can be in a relationship that was good,
Mhm.
but it ended badly.
mhm,
Mhm.
You see what I'm saying?
mhm.
Mhm.
That created the trauma for that individual because they thought it was going to go on and on and on and on and on,
Mhm.
but it ended badly.
Mhm.
Or even if they expected it to end, they didn't expect it to end that badly.
Right.
You know, because sometimes when you're in a relationship, you could be verbal abuse, it could be emotional abuse, it could be mental abuse, it could be financial abuse.
Mhm.
I mean, when it's all four,
Mhm.
that's devastating.
That's what you
Right.
call toxic.
Yes.
You know, very toxic.
Yes.
A toxic relationship is one of the, is it has to be the worst relationship on the planet to go
Yeah.
through.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
and it takes healing. It takes a lot of healing.
Some
you
people
know.
don't
Oh,
get healed.
absolutely.
They don't get the
Yeah.
healing.
Some people just get mean and just get mad at everything. You
They're
know,
addicted.
they're going through
Oh,
life, but
yeah.
they're just not happy.
They're just
Yeah.
You know
been
what I'm saying?
addicted, that bitterness
don't.
you-
Yeah,
Bitter.
I just don't
Yeah.
want to. I
Yes.
don't want to feel like that. In my
Yeah.
heart.
No, you
know what I'm
shouldn't.
saying?
live like that.
No, I feel like I got a lot of love in my heart.
Yes.
You know, I feel like I lead with love.
You know
what
what
I'm
that
saying?
come from,
I
Rob?
don't want to be the type
Amen.
of person that
People that walk like
is just
that.
mad and angry,
Yeah.
You know why?
hate.
Because they never took accountability for their role in the relationship.
Mm.
You see what I'm saying?
Wow.
They never took accountability for their role in that relationship.
Right, right. So they
Especially-
would think that they were perfect and you screwed up. Oh, you messed up.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But actually, we both
Right.
But you take you accept your side, but she doesn't accept her. That's deep. Yeah. I can.
And a lot of times,
a very good topic.
And a lot of times, man, we in a relationship that. I want to say this too because in today's society,
we need a woman here though.
We could get one, but and a lot of times in today's society, when it comes to women, men,
we're gonna fight.
Going back to our times as young men,
she gonna go nuts.
We never really thought about, having a very serious long-term relationship with a woman that had a child.
Mm-hmm.
That was really never our thing. And in our generation coming up as young men, 20s and 30s.
Well, when you get my age, this is a prerequisite. I mean, I'm 59 because what women out here ain't got no.
Right. But I say this to all the brothers that are out there considering dating a woman that has a child.
Yeah, most of them probably do.
One thing that I was told was that if you're going to date somebody that has a child, understand that is a package deal.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You can't say you love the woman but hate the child.
Mm-hmm.
Or you can't show concern for the woman and show no concern for the child.
Right.
Now I met some brothers and they were ingenious in their approach to that relationship, where they got very friendly and comfortable with the child.
Mm-hmm.
They became close with the child. The child became dependent on the individual, and the guy, he reciprocated that because he like adopted the kid as his own. And I love to see that, by the way. Now, the woman was suspicious, which was a red flag.
Mm-hmm.
That was a red flag.
Suspicious of what?
Because she thought that he was just using the child
To get her.
to get to her. But what happened was it got to a point where he didn't care about her.
Mm.
He cared about the child.
Yeah.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
So her suspicions at first was genuine. It was true.
Right.
But then it turned out to be a lie
Mm.
because he got to the point where, like I said, he was communicating with that child. They got so close, man, that child was like, and then she started feeling some sort of way because the baby's father was still in the picture,
Mm.
So she didn't want to alienate the child from the father,
That's a tough situation.
It is.
Yeah.
But that's where that balance comes in.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? That balance comes in. Now, I don't know what happened with them to this day.
Okay.
I don't know
What was the
happened.
guy taking care of his child?
I don't know this part of that story either.
Mm.
I don't know the whole situation with that. I just know that the guy got close to the kid. And like I said, he was ingenious because I thought the same thing. That's why he was using the kid to get close to the woman. But no, he at first he was,
Mm-hmm.
but then he like, yo, man, this is real.
Yeah.
My relationship.
sure that the
He's like, I
child
don't
is
care
there.
what she do.
Yeah.
I want to make sure that this kid, because he started. So to that answer that question, because of what he was telling me,
Mhm.
I believe the baby's father was in and out of the child's life.
Okay.
Sometimes he take care of him, sometimes he didn't.
Mhm.
And there's a lot of men like that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
There's a lot of men that, it's my kid, but so what?
Right.
Mhm.
She's seeing this guy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I don't gotta take care of him.
Mhm.
You're gonna take care of him.
Mhm.
So-
Mhm. Mhm.
For her,
I mean, I don't know that.
I don't know
You
what
know,
the
that's not my personal experience, but I get
Right.
what you're saying.
so
It's
for
out
her,
there.
it's definitely
Mhm.
out there. For her, she had to make a decision. And I think a lot of women who have kids by other men, the baby's father is still in the picture, because they still alive. But what I mean is the
Mhm.
picture they still alive.
Mhm.
They still want to have some kind of relationship with the
their
kid.
son.
That
Which
could
should-
be
which they
that
should
could be
granted.
Yeah.
of course.
Yeah.
I stand by that all day, man. You
Mhm.
need to have it. The baby should be in the father's life,
Absolutely.
especially when you know who the father is.
Yeah.
And we live in a time in the day where unfortunately there are women who don't know who the father really is.
Mhm.
Mhm.
They put it on this person, but it could be that person.
Mhm.
They put it on that person, but it could be this person.
Mhm.
You know?
But see, now I'll go here right with this, and this is just my opinion,
Go ahead.
right? Like, if you find out, after years that you're not this child's father, right?
Wow, that's deep.
But
That's a hard one.
you're the only
a
father
hard
that
one.
this child knows,
Yeah.
right?
Now it's easy.
What all you can do is keep
Being a
loving.
child, be the
Yeah.
child father.
You
Yeah,
understand what I'm
yeah.
saying?
I
And
can
even
accept
if you
that, yeah.
bring the person into their life, you have to say, well, like, okay, you're the biological,
Yeah.
but you didn't raise them.
Yeah.
That's right.
Exactly.
This person. So I hear you on that, and I agree with you 100% on that.
Mhm.
And I don't think that the mother should force the biological to try to stamp in and take over for the person who's been there all that time for that child's life.
Mhm.
I don't think that's fair to that man. But I do understand her dilemma. I do understand her problem. But I agree with you. You have no other choice but to continue on being that child's father.
Mhm.
Well, you do have a choice, but the right thing to do to all of us would be to continue on that relationship because you built
in
a
my personal
bond.
opinion.
You built a bond.
Right.
You built a bond. And I think that's what happens with relationships. The bond starts with the dating process. That's why the dating process is the most important process. If you get into an argument, number one, was the argument necessary? Right?
Mhm.
Now, when you're dating a woman that already has a child, you got to consider this.
Right.
You got to consider this because that child is precious.
Mm-hmm.
That child is precious. And if that woman is a real mother, that child should come first.
Oh yeah.
Should come first. But in today's society, we have women who don't care about their children coming first. They just want somebody to be with. And there have been women who blamed their child for their life not turning out the way they wanted it to turn out.
Yeah, but there was something wrong with her. You know,
I
it's not
agree.
the kid. That's for sure.
I agree
Yeah,
with
there's
that.
something wrong with you. if you like
Amen
that.
to that.
But see, I had the best mom in the world, so
Yes.
you know, it's hard for me to gauge, you know, to see
Yeah.
it through any other eyes, any different eyes. You know what I'm saying?
Most people would agree with you. Most normal men
Mhm.
would say they had the best mom.
Mhm.
Most normal men.
Mhm. Mhm.
But you got a few men that say, nah, man, my mom. Oh no, man, my mom was up.
Well, I'm sad to hear that.
But that's the
You
truth.
know,
That's
yeah.
true. There's some men out there like that.
Yeah, but
And there's some men who,
I'm sorry.
and it's funny because they would get their mom all the props, but their dad gets no love.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you know, dads don't get no love anyway. Not like moms. Come on, let's be honest.
Does that make it right?
No.
That makes it reality.
But does that make it right? No.
I don't know. It's just the
So
way
when
it
you're
is.
dating, you have these obstacles. And like I said, if the woman has a child, number one, it's easier for a woman with one child to date somebody than it is for a woman with 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 more children. Because
Unless the guy is just one heck of a guy.
the more children a woman has, the fewer men they're going to have to choose from.
Right.
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 Because a lot of men see those as not obstacles, but more as problems.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
You see, because it's a
Well, the
pressure.
obstacle and the
It-
problem
it's-
is
it's-
there's two different words.
it's
but you can use them
pressure.
together.
It's pressure
Mm-hmm.
for them. It's pressure for them,
Right.
and that's just from a male perspective. That's pressure.
Mm-hmm.
I can't give you the female perspective on that.
Right.
So that's why we need a woman here to give you the female perspective. But those children, man, especially if you got in today's time, especially in this generation here, who don't believe that relationships are that serious or should be serious, but yet at the same time, here's where they're confused because at the same time they're looking for somebody to be serious with.
Mm-hmm.
Ain't that crazy?
Yeah.
You live in a world today in this generation where they don't think that okay, relationships are necessary. We don't have to put quote unquote labels on what we are.
Right.
But yet they're looking for somebody to be labeled with.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, man. Y'all got to do better than this, young people. Y'all got to do better than this. What are we? That's a label.
Mm-hmm.
The moment you said that you're exclusive, that's a label. Right?
True.
Mhm.
That's a label.
Yeah.
So you're
My
exclusive
girl.
what? You're a couple.
Yeah.
What are you in defining yourself as a couple? Right?
Your boyfriend and girlfriend, like, you know,
Boyfriend
man
and girlfriend,
woman.
like man and woman.
Mm-hmm.
That's a label. But you don't want to be labeled. Y'all ain't making no sense. Look,
Yeah, that doesn't make
the
any sense.
relationship process starts with the dating. You got red flags. Let me ask y'all a question. Can you give me 3 red flags that you should ignore and 3 red flags that you should take very serious?
And he come up with this question.
Yeah, I can't. I can't. Okay, okay. One red flag
Okay.
that you
say
should
you
take
can't.
very serious. I don't know if I can give you 3, but one red flag. If you just started dating her and she wants money, like for her kids or something like that.
That's
you
a
know.
good one.
Hey, can you buy my kids some sneakers? You know, but you only
Okay.
knew her for like 2 months. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So that's kind of like a red flag.
That's a red flag.
That's a
Okay.
red flag. So financial, maybe
Mhm.
we could listen.
Now, whatever way y'all wanted to go, y'all wanted to go a different way.
Got 2
with
more.
this?
No, just give me 3 red flags that you
I
can
don't
ignore
think
and
I
3
wanna
red
do it.
flags that are serious. You give me 1 that's serious. That's the money.
Mhm.
You know, give me 2 more that's serious, and give me 3 that's not serious. 3 that's not serious meaning they're red flags, but you overlook them.
Mm.
You overlook them because you're like, it's common. I ain't got, I can work with that. What you got?
Okay.
Don't act like
Wait,
you don't
wait,
know
wait,
because
wait.
you already know.
Okay. This is
Wait, what you got?
this is a definite red flag for me,
All right.
right? When you're talking on the phone
Go ahead.
with
I
a
hate you.
female,
Uh-huh.
right? And like very often she gets off the phone with you because somebody else called. That's kind of a red flag
Okay.
because that means you're not as important as these
I
other
can
people.
see that. I can see that. I can see that. I can see that. I can
So
see
yeah,
that.
What
to
if
me,
what if it's her mama?
that's a bit of a red flag.
What if it's her mama?
Huh?
What if it's her mama?
What was her mama?
What
She
if
get off
it's
the
a
phone-
money?
Oh, what if it's her
what if it's
mother?
her
mother?
No,
What
it
if
wasn't
it's
her
a
mother.
What if it's
Okay.
a mother?
She never said. She says this person, it's that person. It's this.
It's
you know,
not
it's
a
that.
mama. It's
Yeah.
not a mama.
But
Either
it's so,
way.
but it happens like on the regular. That kind of gives you, you kind of like what,
Yeah, on the regular, I
you
can
know,
see
yeah,
that.
I
Yeah,
guess
you're
I'm not that
she's,
important.
she's pushing you off.
Yeah. Like he's
Pushing you
not
to
that
the
important.
side.
Yeah, let me call you back and then don't call you back.
Yeah, that can see that. I can see that as a red flag.
That's the
That's
reason to
two.
just
That's two
stop
for you.
communicating. I just stopped communicating at that point.
You got one
Yeah.
more serious red flag. You rolling, man. You said you couldn't do it. Now you flowing.
No, but you said 3 of one and 3 of the other one.
Yeah,
said
you-
3 I should
you
ignore.
got
it.
two
So
out of-
what,
you got
where
two
we
out
at
of
now?
three
Are
right
we talking
now.
about the ignore it? Or
No, we talking about the serious. You got
Okay.
one more serious. You
one more
flying.
serious one?
You flying. This is hot too. This is hot butter right here.
I don't know, man. You guys got to
don't sputter out now. What you got?
I can't think of anything right off.
He's going.
We don't. It's not like we have.
Now you going.
3 hours. It's not like we have 3 hours, so you guys are gonna have to come up with something. I don't.
What you got?
It's hard for me to just
Instant
go,
attitude.
think of things. on the
Instant
fly.
attitude.
Instant attitude.
Yeah.
That's one red
definitely
flag.
That's a red flag.
All right. What you got? What's another one?
If he came in with the 2, that's put it on his.
That's 3. Thanks, man. So that's the 3. That's it. We both had to get together. And,
So what does he ignore?
Ones you ignore. What you got?
I don't know if you're supposed to ignore red flags, though. Are you
Nah,
supposed
but
to
a lot
ignore
of
red
people.
flags?
A lot of people that are married
A red
have
flag. Is,
ignored red flags.
huh?
Facts.
What'd you say?
A lot of people that are married have ignored red flags. That is a fact. You know
You
why?
waited way long to start talking about this.
You know why we ignored red flags? Because, well, one thinking was, right, they don't matter.
They don't matter.
Insignificant.
Well, this is not a red flag.
Another
Another
thing.
matter.
Another thinking.
Red flags like really matter.
No, red flags are red flags. I agree with you. But the other thinking is, I can work with that.
Yeah.
Oh, I get that.
I can work with that.
I can work with that.
I can work with that.
Yeah, she got this flaw, but
Yeah.
I can work with that. And the third one was, not only can
No,
we work
I
with it,
agree with you 100%.
I could change that.
Yeah.
I could break her out of that. I could fix that. You know how, and this goes for male and females, because both genders do it. Believe they could change the other person.
Oh my
Believe
God,
they
that's
could-
the worst thing you could
Believe
ever
they
do.
could fix the person.
Mhm.
You know, and
If
that's,
you get into a relationship with somebody that's broken, they're gonna stay broken. You're not gonna fix them.
no,
Unless they want to be fixed.
Well, they have to
That's what I
want to
say.
be and fix
They have to
themselves.
wanna be
They
fixed.
You
want
can't
to be
fix
fixed.
them though.
They
You're gonna
want
be
to
too.
fixed.
Matter of fact,
What if
she'll drag you in her stuff
What
before
if
you
you-
drag her out
All
of
right,
you
so
know.
what if you bring it to the light and they say, you know what? Yeah, I need to change that.
Well, see, sometimes you could do it. You could do a lot of stuff for women.
that's true.
Sometimes you could do a lot of stuff for women, but they won't be grateful to you.
Mm.
You understand what I'm saying? Some
okay.
women are just not
That's
grateful.
a red flag.
And it's a red flag.
That's
a red flag.
That's divorce flag.
That's a red flag.
He said he
That's
said
a divorce flag. You're not grateful for anything, you know? Nah.
Oh, but
yeah,
let
see,
me ask you
that's
this.
that's one of the red flags that cannot be ignored.
Yeah. You know, if
Being
you don't, if
unappreciative.
you always point out my bad, but never say you did this great. You understand what
Exactly.
I'm saying? That's like more than a red flag.
That
you
is,
just
yeah.
need
I
to
think that's
separate.
one of the things for men we need.
Is what? Encouragement.
Yeah.
Would it be
need
nice
Or
sometimes?
just appreciation.
Yeah. And you know what
I think
though?
It would be nice. It's someone
We
who
also
actually
need
do that.
also need number one, communication.
Communication is key.
Let me put this out there.
Mhm.
Respectful communication.
That's key.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then we
That's-
also need
communication is like number one.
cooperation. We need cooperation. If I'm going to do 60% of the work and you're not going to do any of the work, that's not cooperation at all.
Yeah.
And this is why I love my wife. That's what I love about
y'all not working towards the same
You know what I'm
goal.
saying? She
letting you
works.
work and you.
She works
gonna
with
sit
me.
there.
I work with her. We work together because
Excellent.
it's how it's supposed to be.
Mhm.
So when you're in a relationship and you're dating, you're supposed to be working on these things.
Mhm.
Especially if you say to yourself, like we said before, I can see myself with this person for the rest of my life. If you can see that,
Mhm.
you gotta, what'd you say? You gotta work this stuff out.
Mhm.
You gotta work this stuff out. All that stuff you went through in your last relationship that was messed up, messed you up, get that out your system.
Mhm.
Don't carry that baggage into this new system because it's not the same airport.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Amen.
Amen.
You're not flying in the same direction. You might not be flying it. You might take off higher and faster in this relationship, but you're going to drag it down with your baggage.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You got to lose that luggage. So what happens now is you're starting to work toward a goal. You're building each other up, but you can't ignore these hot button topic red flags. Deal with your trauma.
Yeah. And
Dating-
I
Dating
said,
is where you get all that
flat
stuff out.
Yeah, that's
And
what I
it's-
was gonna say. I was gonna say, get that all out before you marry.
Mhm.
What you say, yeah,
Mhm.
dude. But on that note, it's time to go.
It's time to go. We're going to pick it up next week.
Quick.
We gonna pick it up
Next
next
week.
week.
Next week, Matt's gonna have a mic.
Microphone.
Yeah.
Matt, you gonna have a mic
'Cause he
next
got
week,
some-
right?
I think Mike.
Even if I give you mine,
Hello?
I don't have it.
I think Matt gonna have
Hello?
some input. Yeah, Matt gonna have some input on next week.
Yeah, they said this was his topic he came up
Yeah,
with. So
it's a pretty good topic.
we gotta have to say something.
Yeah,
Their
so-
relationships, they are a trip, man,
Yeah.
because we the
Yeah.
one make it trippy.
Yeah, exactly. So for open up forum, Rob the Little Lion, Ronald McConaughey, Matt. This is open up forum. We'll see y'all out. Peace.